and welcome back. Today we'll do a video about Polaris, couple of defense that I have seen with Polaris, how to beat Polaris in these cases, and also good and bad things about Polaris. Polaris is a very good hero. I don't know yet it will be a meta hero, probably yes, but I see Polaris a very particular good hero against a lot of Dante Octavia teams. I think it's a hard counter for a lot of Dante Octavia teams. I like it a lot. For this type of things, I am not yet convinced 100% to be crazy in defense. I have seen some defense, like last Friday we lost because we got stuck in defense, but I think it was more the problem of if you fail and you don't kill any hero against Julius, Kayla, Aiden in defense, you always are going to have problems. I don't think it was because of Polaris. I think it was more because Julius, Kayla, Aiden, you need to kill it or you are going to have problems, okay? So saying this, Polaris is all the stunts. As you can see, my Polaris is max, except the glyphs is only 40, okay? And also is missing the 6 star. I never do 6 stars for new heroes. I wait because in 6 months you will have an event. I did the same with Tempus, with Soleil, with Folio, and I will do the same with Peach and with Polaris. Okay, in 6 months there will be an event for people to be allow them to get the new heroes, and then is when I will max out my Polaris. Okay, stars is the less important in a hero, so not super interesting about that thing. But anyways, if you would like to know like how it looks like, these are the stats. Okay, very low health. As you can see, magic attack is high, but we will discuss this. It's not as good as armor with the skin 16,000 is okay. My defense 20,000. My penetration, I think this is coming from the artifacts. I wish she has more my penetration. I think she needs my penetration. And then my critical hit is almost 10,000. With a better roll in the talisman will be around 10,000. Okay. So things you need to know is careful with Polaris when you fight against Corvus. Okay, Dante Octavia with Corvus, careful with Polaris there. Maybe you need to have Dorian or something similar. It's the same problem when you fight with Iris versus Corvus. The altar of Corvus can kill very fast Polaris, and Polaris only have 200k of health, so it's relatively easy to die there. Okay, this is the first thing. Second thing you need to be aware is I don't think the glyphs of Polaris are the best. This magic defense is something that you don't care too much. Intelligence and magic attack is good for her, but remember that the percentage of the skills, like how much they give you, like for example, this is only 15%, so it's not that much damage. This one here is only 20%, and this one here is only 35%. So increasing too much the magic attack via glyphs will not be amazing. Yes, I am aware that we need to take into account the magical critical hits. We need to put a 45%, well, approx with the current one with 10,000 magical critical hits, around 45% to do a crit hit, which means you will do 2.5 times more damage. I know, but also she does not have magic penetration, okay? Take this into account. I'm playing with Orion, Mojo, Lars, or any of these heroes to try to give her magic penetration. It does not work that well. Also, there is not any progress hero that has my penetration except Orion, okay? And I told you like playing with Orion, it does not work that well because Orion charges too much the enemy team. It's true that gives you my penetration, but also charge the other enemy team with energy, and it's not something you want to have, okay? And then saying this, and the most important thing here is should you level up to high glyphs? I think in my opinion there are two problems. One is you are going to get for sure a critical hit skin. Okay, we don't know what is going to be the super skin, and this is very important. We have a lot of unknowns. Are we going to have a magic penetration skin? Are we going to have a super skin magic penetration or no? Is going to be super skin magic attack and one skin magic penetration, or we are going to have super skin of I don't know, super skin critical hits, one normal skin magic attack, another health, and the other magic defense, and then it will not be enough with despite you have level 80. I think it's a very good hero to counter Dante Octavia teams, but to be like a meta hero, I think it will depend a lot in the super skin. So investing now in high glyphs for her without having this, I don't think it's going to be a good decision, okay? In my opinion, I will take care much more of Peach. I think Peach has very good glyphs, has armor penetration, has physical attack, agility, has health, and is always good. Dodge, it was not the best, but you have okay dodge because she doesn't have too much dodge. like I think she has like 4 or less, no 3, okay, 2.4. Doing the dodge, it will improve, because what happened with critical hit, dodge, and all of this, how the formula works, as lower you increase, much better. So there is a point where when you pass from 10,000, to be able to really gain something, you really need to be a lot of higher. But if you have 2.5 and then you do glyphs level 80 and you move her to 6,000, it will be much better for her. Okay, it will be much better than being 10,000 and increasing 6,000, because how the formula works. Okay, in this case, for example, will be 2.5 divided by 2.5 plus 14k, which is the normal for a hero, the main stat of a hero. Okay. In other words, I think that glyph, despite usually is bad, I think for her, because she does not have too much dodge, it will make her better. Okay, so now we need to wait to see what is going to be the super skin, but I think investing in Peach makes more sense to me. Okay, and now what everyone wants to see, I have played a couple of attacks with in defense playing with Polaris to show you how it performs. Remember, as I mentioned before, very good in attack. I am using all the time Julius, Isaac, Polaris with Lara and Sebastian or Judge like 90% of the time in arena. So yes, Polaris is very good. I am not saying that not. The only thing I'm saying is we will need to wait with the skins before I will move up high glyphs, because it could happen like Oya, where she got super skin health, and then I think she got armor, and then which was not what she needed. Okay, instead the physical attack, the other skins were a little bit useless for Oya, which make a super good hero, because the skin has not helped Oya, is not that good. And then you have totally opposite. For example, you have Kayla, where she got physical attack, super skin, armor penetration, then you get a talisman with armor penetration and critical hits, and then you make a super strong hero. Okay, it was good, but not amazing. But because of the skins she got, the talisman, etc., made the hero very strong. Okay, so take this into account with Polaris. I will wait to see what is going to be these skins. I don't want another Oya. Okay, which again, Oya is very good, but could have been much, much better. You Oya, you give super skin physical attack and armor penetration of normal skin, and Oya will be much better hero. Okay, anyways, let's go to the team. So the one team I prepared in defense was different version of Julius Isaac, so progress team, or Julius Judge, okay, which are these 3 teams, which is the traditional progress team playing with Polaris, and see how it performs against the team that is well known to kill all the progress team. 10-0, 10-0, 10-0. We can see a match, and you will see particularly I will focus on the back lines, because they melt. With the team on the left, the progress team in the back line, they completely melt. Okay, you will see what happens, but when Iris arrives, that's it. In the moment that the dangle of Iris and remove them, my defense goes, the whole team dies, and then it's only Julius. Okay? So in defense, progress team with Polaris is a no-go. Okay? Then I move directly to the Kayla Aiden. Okay? Because Kayla Aiden with Julius is very strong. What if we put Polaris and I went with Tempus? And to see what, as an example, okay, I was trying different teams. I went with this team here, the team that killed all the progress. It didn't work. I went with this team, which is a strong team. The one with Corvus Morrigan, with Iris Morrigan, Octavia, and Tempus. Okay? And what happens here is you lose Iris, and then you are not able to kill this team. Okay? And that's it. Probably instead of Tempus, you can find another hero that maybe is much stronger. Okay, and we were able to kill. 9-1. Okay, no reliable. 7-3, playing with the traditional Astaros Esa Aiden with Lian to counter Kayla, and then Polaris. 7-3, not enough. You put without Tempus, and then you got an easy 10-0. Okay, so again, as before, Kayla Aiden with Julius, you can always whip with this team on the left. The point the team of the left is can time out. The battle could time out. Okay. Then what I did in the next match is I removed Tempus and I put Isaac, and I particularly like a lot of Isaac. And then with this team, you get 8-2, so you're not able to beat it anymore. Then I went with Amira. Sometimes works. It didn't work. My idea was Amira reduce the critical hits, but it didn't work. Then I went with a team, the team I mentioned I use almost always, which is Julius, Judge or Sebastian with Isaac, Lara, and Polaris. 2-8, didn't work. I started to try multiple teams, and then I found, after trying and trying, I found two teams. Okay, the first team is Astaroth with Kayla, Aiden, and Peach with Tristan, and this is the reason I was mentioned before. Peach is very good on control against physical attack teams because the reduction of physical attack and not allowed to move particularly counters quite well Kayla. You see, it does not allow Kayla to move, and probably I think a strong Peach could be the answer to Kayla Aiden, and it could be much more reliable than these Lian, Sessa, Aiden teams or Corvus Morgan, okay? Because Peach takes into control Kayla. I think Peach is a soft counter or hard counter of Kayla. Okay, you see, Kayla is not able to move or to jump in the middle of the team, and this is the reason you are able to win here. Okay, so as Peach goes to high damage, and I think it will be a lot of progress. And when I say Kayla, I say particularly Kayla because Kayla need to jump to do damage, and then Peach will not allow for doing this. So I think as Polaris is the counter to Dante Octavia, I think Peach will be the counter of Kayla Aiden, particularly Kayla. Okay. As you see, Kayla has not done almost any damage, and it was a long battle, okay? And it's not because it dies very early. Okay, the other option was playing with Sessa Aiden with Lian, Tempus, and Massey. I would love Massey to get my penetration she didn't got, but okay, this is another alternative. Then I played with a team that we failed in Arena with Polaris because the problem it was not Polaris, the problem was Julius, Kayla, Aiden in defense. If you fail and the team is 800k, you are going to have a lot of problems. Okay, what I did here is I went with this Corvus Morgan with Iris and Tempus. Okay, with Octavia there, not with Dante. As you see, in attack, I use less and less. I almost don't use Dante Octavia almost in attack anymore. And when I need to use Corvus because of Kayla, Aiden, and the best, and I cannot kill it with Sessa, Lian, or with Peach, then I put Octavia to protect Corvus, okay? Because Corvus is a little bit cannon grass. My Corvus is only level 65, okay? Iris is level 75. Then my other option is, okay, let's put Polaris outside of Kayla, outside of Progress team, and let's try to put Polaris with Dante Octavia or with Magic teams, okay? Like, for example, this one, Tempus, Jorge, and Faceless, very well-known team to slow down. 10-0 with the one on the left. Then I went with a Dante Octavia team, and then I tried with the team that I mentioned. I kill usually all the Dante Octavia teams. It didn't work. Maybe I need to change Judge there for Sebastian, and maybe it will get more reliable. But you see, it's not that bad. Taking into account that Polaris doesn't have any scheme, I think a health scheme for Polaris will make this team more reliable. Anyways, 9-1. The only thing I did here is I put more stands via Anbari and Judge, and I start off to resurrect Polaris, and then you get a 10-0. Okay, not super safe. As you see, there's a lot of low health, but it worked in this case. And then finally, I put Polaris in Astaroth, Sessa, Aiden with Lian, and I went with a magic team, and I was able to kill it. Okay, so as you can see, in defense, is okay, but I don't think it's yet ready, but also she does not have enough skins to take a constructive decision here. I use Polaris for attack 100%. I think Polaris in attack against particularly Dante Octavia and some Kayla Aiden teams works very well. I will recommend 100 to do it, but I will hold the glyphs. I think if you need to spend glyphs, and it's my case, I didn't show you this. Let me show you this. In my sets, currently this one is on hold. I can finish anytime. I don't know how many glyphs I want to give to this guy to be able from 29.6 to move to 30. Okay, what is needed, but this is done. And then I have this one here waiting. It's going to be finished. I need to activate it. My Helios, I have already the skins to level up to 130, but the same than the Cornelius. I'm waiting to know how much points are going to give me to move to 131 and to 100 is one. Also, I am working here. My Lilith is going to be moved also to 100 to unlock this one here, the 4,500 and 300 of physical attack. And then I need to decide, I have glyphs, I have like 16, 17,000 blue spheres. I would like to move one hero to level 75, which is what it costs around 26,000 blue spheres, which is one event of blue spheres. And I need to decide if it will be Polaris or it's going to be Peach. in my case, I will be Peach. Okay, like I don't use Peach too much, but I think it's because I have not leveled up yet Peach enough to be used. I think particularly because she's going to get the super skin. I wish we will know the super skin, what is going to be before I level up Glyphs to level 75, but I think they will allow me to unlock these 2 levels, okay? Because also I have enough skins for moving Lilith to 130, also she has super skins, so it will be easy. So I think will be a valuable thing to do. So, my opinion, Polaris is good, but don't invest yet in Glyphs. And I think Peach is going to be it's the hidden hero. I think people is not using as much as Peach as they should use, myself included. Okay, I think Peach is a very strong hero. Okay, let me know what you think. If you prefer Peach or you prefer Polaris.